Well, howdy diddly dandy there, fellow hunters. It is I, Captain Steve, and I'm here trying to work out how to do these poxy emojis. Can I work out how to get them to work? Sometimes. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I let go of the radio button, and I just sort of stand there and look like a complete tool. Brilliant! That should have been a nod. Nod to you guys out there. Anyhow, we're going to pick up a quest from the old Questyman quest board. Heck yes, let's see what we get. So we're going to go into optional, and we're going to go to the 1-star. Heck, let's say that. Okay, learning the clutch. So this is the new grabbity grab thing that you've got. You know, it's almost like being Strider from Hyrule. Awesome. Used to love Strider. Again, that's a Capcom game, isn't it? Yeah. Awesome. So hopefully we're going to get that, and we're going to learn how to use the clutch in all of its finite detail. So this wasn't in Monster Hunter World when it first launched. This is an Iceborne edition, but when you start playing through on a new save like I am right now, it's new. And yeah, I haven't played any of the Iceborne content. I was up till 3 in the morning watching videos on all the latest monsters, and yeah, they look pretty darn awesome, so I can't wait to get to the Iceborne content. So yeah, you can read all this tutorial gubbins that comes up here, but when you actually do the clutch mission, you get a mini tutorial anyway. It kind of ticks stuff off over at the side as you go along, so you don't really need to read all the lingo, because it does give you a breakdown synopsis of what you need to do and what the button presses are. So there you go, I'm just playing with the clutch. Wow, it's freaking huge! Yeah, there it is. Look at that giant grab arm. What the fudge? You know, that's what you need if you go to the fair. You know those teddy machines with the claw? Here comes the claw. Toy Story type stuff. Imagine if you had that frickin' snickerdoodle strapped to your arm. Cow! Done-dilly done! Yeah, that would rip a teddy straight out of one of those machines. Yeah, I could do one of these clutches in real life, and I could become a fairground hero. Yeah, okay, right, so here we go. We've got ourselves our beastie. Now, it does say over at the side what I need to do. So firstly, it says to attack the creature until it flinches. Now, this isn't something that I've done in-game. I just grab onto the frickin' thing and away I go. Now, to actually sheath the bow, I have to press in the hat stand. But if I'm already halfway through an animation, there's a little bit of a delay with the bow. I think people that use bow might be on a little bit of a back foot when it comes to using the clutch. It's fiddly as fudge. Yeah, so there's quite a lot that you have to do to actually get it to work in time. So I have to cause it to flinch, and in that time I've got to sort of half sheath my bow and grapple onto its face. But because it's a ranged weapon, the bow, I'm usually out of step with how close I need to be to the creature, and when you cause it to flinch, it knocks it back by a yard or two. So I have to sheath my bow and walk forward a couple of steps, and then launch my little clutch. It's not that easy with the bow. It's fiddly as. Yeah, so here we go. I've just picked up some piercing pods. Now the second part of this is to get on the side of its face, and I think it's to launch a load of the actual and do a flinch attack where you launch all the pod stuff into its side of its face and it runs off into a direction, which is pretty darn awesome. There you go, I'm on the side of its face and pow! Use all your pod enemy and ammo, I should say. And if it was near a wall there, it would have gone smack into the wall, rolled over, and I can do a shed load of damage, which just so happens to be the last part of this tutorial. Now, I am liking the actual clutch mechanics. I quite like the clutch claw attack, where if you're on the face, you can punch it in the side of the head with the clutch, and it turns the direction of the creature. It doesn't run off into a direction, but it does a fair bit of damage, and also it can change where the creature is going to go in the actual map, which in some cases that might help. That might put you at a slight advantage. So I'm going to have to demo this in the actual playthrough when I'm actually playing and see how I get on with it. But here we go. It is something that I'm going to try to utilise a little bit more, because I'd imagine it has quite a big bearing when you get into the later maps. There's probably some sort of, I don't know, damage effect in arenas or something to make it worth making the creature run into the wall or something in some environments, especially with ice. It could be some icicles or something. I don't know. I'm guessing, but who knows. There we go. So there we are. I've just made him staggered again. I have to walk forwards a fair bit before I can actually get onto the dang thing. So there we go. Pow! Onto his face, and bang! That's the one I like. He uppercut him, changes direction around, uses a heck of a lot of stamina though. Which hopefully, if I can get an armour build that actually builds your stamina bar bigger, so I can just keep uppercutting the freaking monsters in the head, I think that'll be an awesome build. So that's something that I might build, some sort of clutch build, you know, to actually really utilise that and box the freaking heck out of it, which would be pretty darn awesome. Something I haven't tried is when you clutch on and you hit them twice, whatever, is in the air to re-clutch back on again. I don't know whether that's a thing that you can do, but that could be quite cool. It would be almost like having an insect glaive, but not, you know what I mean? The insect glaive is quite a cool weapon. You can pretty much glide around like a freaking fairy possessed and just twat the heck out of creatures, which is awesome. I'm always jealous when I see an insect glaive player because I cannot master the insect glaive no matter how much I try. I just haven't got the dexterity. And to be honest, the amount that you bounce around, it makes me feel a bit queasy. So yeah, I'm more of a bow build. But yeah, I do like insect glaive. There's a lot of weapons in this game that when I see them being used, I'm like, wow, that is so cool. Then I'd imagine there's people that see the bow builds and go, you know, a bow is quite cool for support. And it's really quite powerful. And I love the pierce shot where it goes down the actual full body. Bang, 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 bang. It's so cool. But there we go, every single weapon has got its pros and cons, and for me the bow just sort of works the best. But yeah, it would be nice to get different projectiles other than those spiky balls that fall. It'd be quite cool to get ones that was more status affecting, like little fireballs or little ice lumps or something like that. They could have done a bit more with the bow, I think. But there we go, he's down for the count, and I've pretty much completed and maxed out this tutorial. So that is the actual clutch. The clutch is quite a powerful new tool all in its own, and I really like it. It's got that sort of Strider-esque feel about it. It really has. So yeah, but yeah, this tutorial, it pops up fairly early. I mean, I'm not even past mission 3 yet, and I got this drop as a tutorial step. And I think I could have done it before now as well. But yeah, get on it. And it can be a little bit frustrating, but this took me about 15 minutes to do it all. So this video is coming out at about 7. So half the footage I cut of me sort of missing the mark. And yeah, because I would make it flinch, and I wasn't quick enough to get to it for the reasons I said with a bow. You got to walk forward, you got a half sheath, and all that sort of shenanigans. It was a bit of a pain in the neck, so I cut a few little segments out. But all in all, it wasn't all that frustrating, and I got through it, which is great. So you know what? I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Cheerio. Bye-bye. I want to say a massive, great big thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you to my backers over on Patreon and on YouTube membership. If you do want to support this channel, you could just not skip my adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or stay with Captain Steve a little bit longer and hit something on this screen. Heck, yes. And there's also merch on this screen now. Awesome!